you know, build up all that material resource. And
that you think you have to have.
Yes.
That is the whole symbol of success.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a smorgasbord that creates famine.
That's an interesting way to say it. A smorgasbord that creates famine. Yeah.
It is. There's all the bounty that has no nourishment to it at all, no value.
No substance. I had so much material wealth, but I felt empty inside.
Yeah.
96 pair of shoes and no spiritual growth.
Yeah, we heard about your 96 pairs of shoes that you moved along, and you only retained, what, a pair of hot pink and
Orange.
in orange.
The orange.
Yes.
And that's it, I think. Hot pink and orange.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Wow.
My own guru, he used to say that you take care of your spiritual life. That's like having $100,000 in your bank account. You don't have to worry about your $5 or your $6 problems. So
true.
from the spiritual, everything else comes.
And learning, it takes a while to trust that, but it really does. Everything.
You keep working with it, you know, it comes. If you keep working with it, you develop it.
It grows faster, too, I think. It's like the miracle grow.
Yeah, miracle grow.
Yeah.
And you don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step and trust that
it's one at a time. You keep going up. Yeah, it's well said.
So from your own experience, what would you recommend people? What's the ABCs?
The ABCs.
Yes,
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah. So here you were a successful graphic designer. You worked for different publications and
in the corporate world.
Yeah, and you had all that apparent stuff, you know. But then you suddenly maybe the whole world collapsed on you in that sense.
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
absolutely did.
So what's the ABCs, you know? Yeah.
Well, I think everybody's journey is a little different. For me, it meant protecting, setting boundaries and protecting myself for a while so that I could reconnect. So for a long time, I would go out in the middle of the woods and just sit. And everybody around me was telling me, that's not what you should do.
Right.
You got to do something, you know, what are you going to do? I had lost my job, I had gotten laid off, and there's all this nervous energy around me saying, you know,
now
you
what
gotta
year
do
was
this,
that too?
That was about 4 years ago,
Oh,
I think,
yeah.
that
I
got laid off.
Yeah, 2008.
2008.
Yeah.
And so I had to just follow that inner voice and say, this is what I need, and I'm going to protect it, and I'm not going to sell myself out, because it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
And it has been. So for me, it was just allowing myself that time to reconnect, because when we're in this mode of focusing on the external, we're so disconnected. It takes a while to reconnect to that.
Yeah.
Well, just to be able to feel your real self underneath all of that.
Yeah, just to feel
Yeah,
it. Just to feel it. Once you got that connection, it will tell you what to do.
Yeah.
You know, you won't have to have all this stress and anxiety. You'll know, and when you trust that gut and flow with it, your whole life becomes just flow.
And taking the patience to do that. This culture is so. It's like everybody wants everything yesterday.
Yes.
And it's like, I want enlightenment and I want it now. You know? I want it yesterday. Add water. Yeah.
And give me the recipe. Tell me what the recipe is so I can go do it.
Can I do this by Friday night?
But it's like you said, everybody has their own unique journey.
Yeah.
And you certainly have had your own unique journey. And as Linda, my goodness, very interesting stories you both bring.
And SelfWorks is there not to tell people what to do, but to give them tools, give them resources, give them a community of support that says, yes, you are important, and you do have the right to take this time for yourself and find whatever that is.
So you're developing like a very nice spiritual association.
An enlightened
network.
community.
That's it.
Yeah.
Community.
And the beauty of it, too, is that there are people that we know who are awake and aware and who are on a spiritual journey and are very far along the path. What Leah's work does is bring in the folks who are just beginning to wonder. So that the people who have had an experience and are wondering what's out there, what tool can they reach for, or who just think there's something different that is possible. So it's very comfortable for people to come to a share circle and hear a story, because the truth is there. the truth is there, and truth always connects with people. It's what people who do good works understand,
Yeah.
and people who do writing around truth. The good books are all good, and people read them because there's truth that connects somewhere.
The heart knows the truth.
That's it. That's it. You couldn't even describe it possibly, but that's what I like about the idea of a share circle, that you can leave your fear at the door or bring it with you, but it just doesn't get to run the show.
That's kind of the way the Quakers used to operate.
It is very much.
Yeah.
You testify in church. You witness in church.
Yeah.
In a closed environment, nothing goes beyond those doors, unless, of course, you share it, which I'm doing because I think it's important. It's important to use our voices.
So what kind of exercises do you do? Do you have like special spiritual exercises at the...
Do I do personally?
No, at the group.
The group.
Yeah.
Well, we always start off with meditation. We always try to kind of clear our mind and all the clutter that we've brought in for the day and have an open space to really, in the share circles, really hear the story and really absorb the story. Because at the end of the share circles, we reflect back to the sharer what we've learned and what we've gathered, so they get a beautiful mirror of themselves and what a beautiful spirit they are.
Yeah.
So it's this wonderful give and take, and so I think as a spiritual practice, just keeping that channel open, keeping it clear, and bringing that energy of love into whatever we're doing.
Oh. So when you gather that way, you telling me also that you're even bringing in improvisation type.
Yeah, you were talking about an improv group coming up.
That's right. We have an improvisation class that's starting July 29th. Will be our first improv class, and so much of us are used to operating through the role playing. This gives us an opportunity to drop that and just kind of be one in the moment and tap into our creativity that we don't always get a chance to tap into. So it's a lot of fun. We laugh at ourselves and we don't take life so serious. So I'm really excited about that class that's starting.
So that's going to be on July the 29th.
July 29th.
All the way out in South Lyon.
Yes, it's in South Lyon at Craftworks.
So you go right along that 96 and exit at South Lyon, right?
That's it.
South Lyon.
That's
Maybe
it.
about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Craftworks.
It's at Craftworks, but if they go on the website, they can sign up to be put on the invitation list, and then they'll get all the information.
Okay, we got the
they need.
website as we speak, shown on the screen.
Excellent.
Part of the share circles, too, is to encourage other people to share their stories, whether you do it in community, in a place in Grosse Pointe or wherever you are, or can take a look at this share circle, because storytelling is what makes us human.
Yeah.
Without and we learn from other people's experiences. Maybe we learn, well, I'm really normal.
Absolutely.
I guess I'm more normal than I thought.
What is the saying? Is it that those who need to learn teach, or something like that?
We teach what we need to learn the most.
That's it.
So it's really helpful to share your story, especially when you're trying to learn something in your life, because it kind of cements it in for you.
Yeah.
You get realizations by sharing with others. You get spiritual realizations.
It's amazing what happened with that, because I took away from the share circle about using my voice ways to do it. I mean, it was, I used my voice and nothing happened. I mean, it was...
Nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad.
The universe didn't implode, the planet didn't disappear, it was all... So it encouraged me, and you knew that. That's why you asked me.
Well, it encouraged me too. I wanted to hear your story because I knew I was going to get something of value from it, and I did. That's what helped me to be here today and to speak my truth, because, Linda's message was, it's okay to feel the fear. Feel it.
Yeah.
But it's not real. Don't buy into it. Let it move through you. And she gave us all a chakra bracelet with a quote on it of her favorite poem that's helped her with fear from the book and the movie Dune.
From Dune, the Bene Gesserit. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death.
Wow.
I will face my fear and I will let it walk past me. And when I turn to watch it walk away, fear will be gone and I will remain.
Wow,
Whoa,
that's powerful.
It is. It was when I read it.
Somebody, I don't know which particular personage said, "But only love is real."
Yeah.
Only love is real.
Yeah.
And I would,
There
you
is
have to
that.
sometimes tell yourself that when you're
The
facing those
Beatles,
spiritual things.
which they got it.
All you need is love. Yes.
I still believe. I still believe.
I do too. I do.
Well, we're at the end of the show.
I know.
Believe it
It
or
just
not.
zipped right
Yeah.
It
by.
did.
But do you meet on a regular basis with the share circles?
Share circles are twice a month,
Wow.
and the improvisation classes are once a month.
Okay.
And we're also going to be doing walking meditations that will be once a month too, starting in August.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
So people can get a hold of you. They've been seeing the website. And any phone numbers or just the website?
If they go to the website, they'll get all the information they need there to get invited to one
Yeah.
of the
All right. And it's by invitation only?
No, it's all they have to do is sign up and say, I want to be on the invitation list.
Oh, that's
So-
great. So it's at www.selfworks.org.
That's correct.
And once again, we've been with Leah and Linda. We want to thank you
Yeah.
for
Thank
coming
you
on the
so
show.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for
been
having us.
We'll be looking out for your new book, the next book.
The next book.
Yes, coming up. What is that going to be called? Ah,
Have you entitled it yet?
we'll be finding that out at another time.
Another time. It's coming soon.
So I want to thank all of you for joining us on Out of the Ordinary, Into the Extraordinary. Don't forget.
God is alive and magic is afoot.
Amen.